One too many drinks.
I look horrible today, y'all. I swear to God.
I don't know why you're saying that because we live. And no, she don't look horrible today. Ladies and gentlemen,
everybody.
what's going on, man?
No.
You know how we roll. This is another Friday night on the Quarentine, live on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter Live, whatever that two mergers may be. It's there.
It's there.
So, anyway, this is another Friday night. I'm glad to be here. Blessed to have woke up this morning. I could move around. I was able to talk when I felt like it. Was able to move my fingers and my toes. You know, some people can't do that right now.
That's right.
So, I'm blessed to be here.
Yes.
It's been a kind of crazy week for me. I've actually had to go to 2 separate funeral homes this week. God rest their souls. Daryl Smitty Smith, long-time football player from Detroit. Hell of a football coach, hell of a player in his days. Got killed by some clown. It was on the news. Send some love to his family out there, to the football players that know him. Cass Tech football team. Also want to send some love to the family of Daryl Searcy, another one of my football guys. Passed this week tragically in a unfortunate accident. So just want to send love out there to the Metro Detroit Raiders, Michigan Renegades, Michigan Vipers, anybody that knew him, been touched through the biker world, football world, anybody like that, man. You know, I know what y'all going through because we all going through the same. Please pray for his family, both of their families, because death is a hell of a thing. There is no coming back. So God bless y'all souls. See y'all on the side one day, not too soon. All right. So with that being said, we about to get into my drama that I love to get into. I wish I could listen to this song, but got business to handle. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, the Trump show is alive and well.
All right.
I thought it was gonna die down, but that bastard got his hands on some souls. And it's so tight. I wish I had some fanatics behind me because, I'm coming. Just ain't going. Look, I know I talk about it every week. I know y'all like, what is he going to do? So you to tune in and find out. I like getting my ratings up. You know, they pushing this audit in Arizona. Old rapey Matt Gaetz and crazy Marjorie Taylor Greene. They holding a rally tonight. Let's go ahead and keep pushing this big lie. Let's go ahead and get all these votes audited in the states that we lost. Like, something's going to change. But, hey, this is America, baby. And I guess this is what we call democracy. And I guess they're trying to do their democratic way. But they really don't like Democrats. So why don't y'all try to stop using democratic ways and just shut the hell up. You lost. Damn. Never seen something so corny.
Take the L to keep it moving.
District 7.
Yes.
Detroit. Got to figure out what's going on rounds there, man. But hey,
we must.
I really believe that they deserve the representation that they want. That's if they really want it. We shall see. Like I always say, when you have these meetings, city council meetings, there's always a thing called public comment. State your claim. Call in.
Yeah.
Let them people know what you really want to see.
That's right.
If one person calls and says, hey, this is what we want to see, you know they're going to listen to? That one person.
I'm learning that.
Yep.
Even if that one voice is wrong.
Yeah.
They're going to listen to who?
That
one person. Why? Because that one person is the one that sat there and listened to everybody else's public comment and got their 2 minutes.
Yep.
So, with that being said, hey, if y'all want something, hit me up, hit her up. I put you through. Call in. But that's if you want it. American Relief Act money is coming to Detroit and Wayne County.
Resources.
Again, I don't want to hear anybody saying resources if nobody's calling in saying what they should be doing with the resources.
Right.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, I am not here to tickle you, play with you, rub your feet, any of that kind of shit. I'm here to be real with you. I love you. I'm going to have fun with you, but I'm going to also tell you the truth. If you want to see things done,
get involved.
You don't have to always be disrespectful.
Right.
Because I done ran into some of y'all. boy, this one gonna come off. And there's gonna be some Bernie Mac around here. There's gonna be some white meat showing, but do your thing, man. Be active. Become active. Yes. Don't be silent. Stop waiting until everybody have protests. You protest yourself.
That's right.
All you gotta do is make that what? Phone call.
Come on.
It's a phone call.
That's it.
We sit and sext all day long. We sit and play internet games all day long.
Right.
We sit and watch TikTok all damn day long. So if you can do that,
come on, let's get engaged.
You can get engaged. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Don't call me at the last minute mad at me like I know what your problems is, because I ain't Jesus. Don't want to be Jesus. He got too many issues. Y'all's issues. With that being said, it's 8:05, and I'm going to turn it over
to the Roz report. Thank you, Dre.
Because I was about to turn up, but I'll wait.
You just did a Medina, Jesus.
All right, go ahead.
I'm so glad to hear that your name is that transition. Thank you, Dre. I am Rosalind M. Ogburn, your state rep candidate for 2022 for State 9th District. I want to appreciate for everyone that tuned in this evening. You could have been anywhere else this Friday evening, but you chose to join us and to listen to the relevant information that we're bringing to you this evening. Well, the subject matter that I'm going to bring this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is very close to my heart. Mm-hmm. Me and Henrietta was talking about this as we were traveling this way this evening. As a mother of 5, it's really important for me to have a conversation about protecting our children and being more conscious as mothers.
Yes.
And we know what they say, the terrible twos and from 4 can be real crucial. Yeah. Keeping an eye on them little people, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting naked.
Woo!
All right, go ahead.
And so, but what I wanted to lift up, that I saw 2 stories today, that there were 2 children. That there were 2 children that fell out the window. Now, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, that the Lord and the angels were so faithful. They never sleep, no slumber, and the children are safe, and they are still alive. But what I wanted to bring to the conversation and to uplift that parents, we need to be more conscious right now that we know we're all in our homes.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we understand what is positioned up at the windows.
That's right.
How secure are the screens, or are there even screens?
Right.
At the window, right?
Right.
And so I say that as a mother, when you go to the doctor, they ask you about certain safety, ramifications and things that you put in place or think about or make conscious about your little people.
That's right.
And right now, to think that, as me and my mother was talking, as mothers cook and clean in the home, you may not have AC, and it's a little warm. Right? Baby trying to get a little breeze out the window.
Right.
Look, I just a little breeze. But what we don't want to do is, as they get this breeze, they
start reaching,
and then they end up falling.
That's right.
And so and we as mothers have to live with that for the rest of our lives.
That's right.
From that level of either being busy or not being conscious of other things. Right. Now, we got little people, little 3 and 4 year olds. They'll take a garbage. They'll put a little chair.
Yeah.
They'll get to a window. Right.
That's right.
So I bring this up to just make sure that everyone is in the house is conscious of our little people that move around.
That's right.
And as the summer comes, being more conscious overall about our little people and their safety, even as we move and navigate throughout the summer. I wanted to bring that up. And also, still talking about our little people, I have brought our teams some gun safety locks.
Love it.
Right? And so, once again, safety. We noticed in the last couple of months, we've had incidents that children have had, scenarios and situations with actual guns. And so, if you put your weapon up safely and have it locked, you are actually protecting your little people, and you bring in safety precautions in your home.
Right.
And so, this was provided by us for this week. Victoria Harris hosted Cop on the Block. She is the Black Club president off of Braille, between Orange Line and off of Plymouth. It was a wonderful event, and they offered these free gun safety locks available, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to lift up to that there are free resources that if you just reach out, and that's once again, like Dre was saying, that when you get engaged, when you come to meetings, when you show up, you really put yourself in an opportunity to see what's available, right?
That's right.
But if there are free resources, you get access to them.
That's right.
And so I just want to say once again, as it gets the weather opens up, and we know our little people want to get out and get a little air and have fun.
Right.
Let's make sure that we're focused on their safety and their health and protecting them, so they can grow up and be grown folks like us, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
so
right.
I thank you for tuning in to the Roslyn Report, and I hand it back over to you, Dre.
I kind of felt a kind of way because I feel like you showed this in my face, like I got a problem at home. I need to put guns.
No.
Open. I'm just playing.
You know, I'm about to
No,
take mine and give it
thank
to my
you
daughter.
for the
Yeah.
report today.
I have
And
a lot of them, ladies and
it
gentlemen.
was very well appreciated, and again, we like to push the information that some of y'all just don't get. So, if you don't get it, we're here to give it to you. With that being said, it's 8:10, and of course, I know you all saw somebody walk in. So we got a couple of very special guests tonight. As you know, we push the city elections and any other damn election pretty hard around here. So, with that being said, as I just spoke on District 7 will have a new city council person this year. No way, shape, buts about it.
Yes, we will.
That's right.
Somebody will be new because the former is the former.
The former.
About to be labeled with a couple of guys I know as a felon. You know how that goes. But, thank you. With that being said, I want to introduce you all to Miss Erica, and that's what I'm going to give you because I'm going to let her tell you the rest of who she is and what she's doing here tonight. So without further ado, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It was okay, Mr. Otis, for you to say my first and last name, Erica Maria.
I didn't want to say it wrong.
There we
That's
go.
fine. That's fine.
I kind of butchered
Yeah, see,
some names
and I'm
before,
glad
so.
you said that because a lot of people pronounce it Murray.
No.
Maria.
Yeah.
Marie.
Yeah.
Miss Murray.
So it said it's Mariah?
It's Maria.
Maria.
Maria. See, thank you.
Two
for
first names.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that because I was calling her Murray too.
No.
that. See,
I was Erica Maria. Or
That's
Murray.
Murray.
That is right.
but it's Maria though. That's what
Maria,
she's
two
saying.
first
No, I was
names.
saying Maria.
However you say it, just spell it right.
Oh, I didn't
That's
spell
all
it
that
right.
matters.
That's
all
all.
that matters. That's all that matters.
Cut the check right, spell it
I
right.
know that's
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I need to be able to cash my checks.
All right.
Okay.
So, again, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yeah, say my name and spell it right. My
That's
name
right.
is
That's
Erica,
right.
Ericka. Last name Murria. I am a lot of things, actually. I'm blessed, number one. I am currently a consultant as a national domestic violence advocate, statewide advocate, and a local Detroit advocate. I've been doing this work for 10 years. I'm the executive director of Supreme Transitions nonprofit organization,
Okay.
which started in 2011. In Supreme Transitions, we actually assist community members in becoming totally self-sufficient in 5 core areas through leads and referrals. So as people call us, we do a complete safety plan. We do an intake system where we find out all of the needs that a person has.
Nice.
They may call for one particular thing, but we figure out the background so we can diagnose how did you get here.
Right.
So we can figure out how you got here.
Right.
Then you won't have to be here again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
and we keep it real. You know, we find out all of the things that you need assistance with, whether it's child care, transportation, budgeting, things of that nature, second chance bank accounts. We also have a second component. It's under the I Am Evidence brand.
Okay.
I Am Evidence is my company name, and it is also the name of the HBO documentary where I partnered with Mariska Hargitay, who is the actress and activist through the Joyful Heart Agency.
Okay.
The
And
documentary,
the actress on what show?
Law and Order
Law and
SVU.
Order.
Oh, okay.
Y'all know
girl,
where I live.
my girl.
Oh, we just
Y'all know
want to
the
make
name
sure
girl.
we talking about Liz.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
special victim.
That's
Special
your
unit,
victim.
right? Oh, okay. And she was on this morning. But
I
go
don't know
ahead.
Yeah.
the show.
Oh,
So-
so yes, it's Thursday nights 10. And
I
then,
don't know the show.
It's like
9 and
you don't
10.
know 25 seasons.
Yes, I
Why
know
can
the
you
show.
not? But she partnered with our Wayne County prosecutor to tackle the issue of the national rape kit backlog.
Okay.
Here in Detroit, we had over 11,000 untested kids
Right.
that was abandoned in the police warehouse.
All right.
I had one. My kid sat for about 12 years before I had my day in court.
Jesus.
I was not planning to talk about it. That was the biggest secret that I ever had.
Okay.
My family members didn't know. So even seeing this documentary, my family was kind of like, really? So and it's weird because people said, well, did they test the 12-year-old kid? Like, or did they test you now? And I'm like, no, it was the old kid.
Okay.
It was already processed. It had just been sitting on the shelf.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that was challenging, but working with them to get our backlog cleared. All kids have been tested. Kim Worley did an awesome job for survivors in creating a tracking system.
Okay.
Just like she said in the film, if you can track an Amazon package, you should be able to track your rape kit.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome documentary. We won a lot of awards, international exposure, and I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy that I did it. Currently, I am running for City Council in District 7. And it kind of goes hand in hand.
Wait a minute, hold on. Just in case we got people from other states, District 7 of what city?
In Detroit.
Okay.
The
Just in
best
case we
city
got
in
people.
the
Hey,
country.
gotta put it
What you
out
talking
there.
about? We on the map, baby.
That's all right.
That's right.
So yeah,
Buddy.
Detroit, District 7 City Council. I actually was going to run 4 years ago. But it happened, the race happened at the same time of my trial. When I pulled the petitions, I was still filming this documentary, and I was being re-traumatized for that incident, my actual rape kit that happened on my 21st birthday.
Okay.
So navigating all of those trauma experiences, and I think our trial was about 4 days, I was completely floored. And self-care and my daughter's care was the priority. So I took a back seat to that race. I wanted to beat gay bad. I'm so competitive. I'm my own best competition. But I had to take care of me. I really was not okay. So I took time to heal. Actually could not drive until June of last year because I had started having residual effects from the trauma. And that's something that people don't understand. Survivors of violence really have a lot of residual effects. So I just took that time to heal. Rebecca Thompson, Roz's sister, was mentoring me 4 years ago as a political candidate. Took me out of town, Minnesota, all kind of trainings and things. And that's how I met Roz and Miss Thompson. And I do have something for Miss Brenda Thompson. I don't know where my camera is. But if you want it, you got to come to my house and get it because you know where I live, Miss Thompson.
Hit these comments. Oh, man, speaking of which, you can call into this show,
Yes.
313-355-6018. Call.
Well,
I know y'all watching on Facebook.
Yeah.
Quit hitting these comments, man. I just gave y'all. Every week I give you. Anyway, with that being said, what do you plan to bring to District 7 that may or may not have been brought to District 7 before?
Well, I'm actually a legacy District 7 resident. My family moved into the District 7 in the late 50s. My mom's side and my dad's side, so maternal and paternal side, both moved into separate parts of what we call now District 7. My parents actually met on Grand River and Greenfield, leaving work. My parents were married in a house on Mark Twain and Schoolcraft. I was baptized at Caring Temple Missionary Baptist Church on Schoolcraft and Hubble.
I know
My
exactly what that's
oldest daughter was baptized there. My baby girl was Christian there. I'm from here. You know, this is my city. Doing community work, I really feel that this is my passion and my purpose. And to advocate on this level will be the greatest honor. I'm not a politician. I don't have promises to make. I have guarantees that I for sure will, because I'm an advocate, hear the issues and learn the issues from community and then translate it on the other side of the table. I'm very connected. I am young. And that I think is an advantage and a strength because I am still connected to the youth and the adults. And I have honor and reverence for seniors. So I advocate for all, LGBTQ, Hispanic, Latinx, Muslim, everybody that's in District 7, my neighbors, I have advocated for them for the past 10 years of my adult life in my own home in District 7. And I think that's what I have to offer. I don't have any promises to make. I don't play games. I'm very serious about the work that I do. I believe in real-time results and holding people accountable. And if you don't know, ask about me. My reputation is very real, and not just nationally, statewide, but in Detroit for getting things done.
Okay, so with that being said, and I'm going to ask you one more question because we do have a district 7 resident here, and I'm not going to take up her time.
I mean, this is how we roll.
Are you prepared to deal with the craziness of being on a city council? And I'm not saying working with your colleagues, the newspapers, the lies, this, that, and the other that you know is going to come, especially being an advocate for something so righteous. Are you prepared for and I hate to say it, the Trump era demons that may come because of what you fight for?
Absolutely. That's not new to me.
Okay.
Being in the spotlight on a national realm, advocating for domestic violence and sexual assault survivors. When you are a sexual assault survivor, your most intimate details are shared publicly. That was what really traumatized me in that beginning. And for me to survive that and overcome that, I can take on anything at this point in my life, unapologetically and unafraid. During that trial, there were plenty of lies. But one thing I know and stand firm in is that I don't have to fight anything that's not true, because my reputation, again, stands for itself. There's more good to be said about me than anything bad. So as long as I keep my integrity intact and keep moving forward righteously, I'm good, and with the right things and right motives in the forefront. And that's community, and that's community voices. The whole goal for me is to reimagine our district, reimagine our city, and then reimagine our state. You know what I mean? It all goes together. So if I had time to entertain drama and foolishness, I wouldn't be here today. I have no energy for it. There's no space for it in my life. I believe everything that I do and all the blessings that come to me is because of everything that I give out. So if I stay in that lane, all that other stuff gonna blow right past me. Today, people lie on me. Right now, today, is rumors about me. I don't even hear them. Because the goal is not about fighting foolishness. The goal is about meeting the needs. And that's what I do.
All right.
It is.
We got a few minutes
That
left for
part.
Roz. I'm going to let you
Yes.
finish us out.
Well, thank you, Erica, for showing up this evening. With this.
Good to see you, Mommy.
I thought you said she had to come get it.
Mama's already
Mother,
said, I'm coming.
she said
I'm
what she
I'm
said.
coming.
Look,
I'm interested.
She said she
gonna be
coming.
at my house
You
by the
got to
time I
come
get
get it. Wait, look.
Like, Roz got it.
She said you got to come get
I
it.
didn't see the comments.
I'm holding till Sunday.
No, we watching this
She
tonight.
said yesterday we
Oh,
got
we
our
watching
tonight.
this tonight.
She'll come and get it.
Okay, so, and I
That's
want to
cheating.
say that as a woman, my mother-in-law always would say, I got to give Patrice Collins that I'm a woman first, right? So this conversation towards, I'll just flat out, we call it rape, but it's full violation, right? And that part, and we know that there's levels to this. Even we know my beautiful, my brain is going there, but Benita Bradley has a piece that has a series in our community where there were individuals snatching young girls and snatching them in alleys and raping them. On the way here, we were talking about
that.
I got here in 87 and 88. There were individuals raping young ladies at the river. So
Man, this
this is a real.
conversation bothers me.
Yeah,
man.
it should.
Like,
But it should.
burns
It
me up,
should.
man.
It should. It should.
Like,
And you know why it's burning him, you guys? Because he got a daughter.
And it's
Exactly.
true.
That's real talk.
That's real talk.
Right? And so I say this to
I'm
the
over here
point.
sweating like
Yeah.
I'm disgusted,
You wishing
man.
it would.
I'm
What?
really
I wish
disgusted.
I would.
You
right?
wishing somebody
I know we
would.
got a time limit on this conversation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
but
pull it in. Now that's why I just wanted to
It's-
say, as a woman first, this is a
Man.
relevant subject
Yeah.
matter, and anybody that watched forensics, anybody that watched the process, understand that Detroit was so far behind the
Yes,
technology in
yes,
the process.
yes,
So
yes.
we want to talk about and elaborate more on that. But bringing it back to the council seat. and our current elections that's going on. Right now, I did not do my time clock, but I believe we're less than 75 days towards the actual election date,
Yes.
towards seating our council person.
Yep.
And my conversation would be kind of just piggybacking off what Dre said. We know the shenanigans as a whole. It's not to say the disturbance of the council, but the other backdoor stuff that we don't see that may coexist with the current mayor and other establishments that may have been already put in place from years.
Yeah.
We understand that there's a budget that pre-exists that may not include all the neighborhoods. You know, we saw about the Warrendale framework, so I do understand that there are certain communities that we move towards certain things right now, that's our district, right? So there's a framework that's already been in place for certain projects. But when we look at our community as a whole, as a district council, what would you say? Your top 3 things that you say as we move towards this budget, and that you see what you need to see to be changed, and what we know that our residents have been lifted up. And so I'll just put a couple things out there. We know we have some property issues, right? We know we have predatorial management groups. We had we just gonna throw it out there. Dan Gilbert said that I'll give a credit and pay everyone's property taxes and so forth. But as a whole, we want someone to say that we protect. We want to say that someone's going to do X, Y, and Z. But I just want you to be more particular, because last week we asked about the platforms, right? The top 3.
Right.
So I just wanted you to funnel those 3 in more specifically, so the voters know, and identify. I know if she comes in, these are her top 3 things that she's going to go in straight out the gate to address.
Well, I want everybody to pay attention to the Facebook page, the campaign page, where more announcements to bring community in, to lend voice to these things.
Okay.
Will be present in the next 4 days.
Okay.
Where everyone can tap in and share what they think is the priority.
All right.
Because that's my job. My job is to hear from community and process that, translate it, and then bring back the results. For me, living in District 7 and walking the neighborhoods as a kid, movie theaters, skating rinks, Rouge Park, all of these things, is totally different now when you drive through, right?
Okay.
And the things that I see that bother me, I am a single mom. I've had experiences with standing at the bus stop at 5 in the morning, terrified, in the dark. Loose dogs and weird people, right? So safety is serious. I've had to advocate for children who I took to school when I saw them walking and they got scared, and I saw them pivot and go the other way. You can come get in the car when people know that I'm a safe person, that I could take them to their school and drop them off, and then let their mom know, because they didn't have a car, I helped. But also, like I said, at those bus stops, there's not enough lighting in our district. It just baffles me on Warren Avenue. When you get to a certain point, it just illuminates. But what about, this side in the real Detroit? So safety, also with safety is blight. With these abandoned homes, with the trash, with the bulk, that's a huge issue. Like I mentioned last week, real quickly, is that we need to look at some of these contracts. Who is contracted to do these things? We need to revisit those things. So yes, we're going to reimagine, we're going to revisit, we're going to reallocate. Those are the things for me that are most important, and that's across the board. So it's safety, it's empowerment and education. I feel like businesses aren't aware of funding, or has there been adequate funding in our district for revitalization. That's an issue for me, because I feel like when we talk about safety, the businesses on the main streets need to be able to be well lit. They need, especially where there's a bus stop, where children, they already close all of our schools, so kids are busing in long distances. So we need to feel safe utilizing the public transit system. The bulk, of course, the blight, all of those things. It's so many things. But like I said, I want to hear from community. Because my job is to hear from community, stand up, advocate, and hold my ground. Bring back real-time results.
Okay. And the last point, and I'm going to hand it over to Henrietta. So I think me and Dre was just talking about this today. We have almost
don't forget we got this.
I know.
He gonna kill us.
We
You
have
brought me here.
less
You did
than
nothing for me.
Okay, go
one
ahead.
more. We have less than 30 days for the absentee ballots.
Yes.
Okay.
And so with that urgency right now that this will be hitting our postal, right? Like we said, summing it up, what do you think at this urgency right now what do the residents need to know about you? If, like you said, they don't get to see you.
Well, they
And
will.
this actual, because we know we have 61,000 residents, right? Right? And so within that, if they can't see you, what would you like to say to them before, like we say, we touch base with him ready and close out?
I went out to Lansing with my homegirl, Camila Landrum, with the NAACP here in Detroit, about the voter suppression, because that's something that I believe in. Before I even pulled my petitions, during the shutdown, I was on my own level, on a grassroots level, getting out the word on how to submit your absentee ballot, where the drop-off points were. It's about education and empowerment. People cannot be empowered to do a thing if they're not educated on how to do a thing.
That's right.
And so that's something else that I would like to see.
Yeah.
This is not a promise. I would like to find a way in District 7, because we're so diverse in so many languages, for people to be able to come to hub sites and be educated on things such as filling out voters registration. When I go to my polling place, there's only black people, but there's Muslims and Hispanics. I've seen first-time voters that are Muslim come in and say, I don't know what to do. And get ready to walk out the door, and I say, baby, let me help you.
Right.
Let me help you, because your voice still matters.
Right.
So it's important for us all to reach in and help each other. So I would like to see, as far as the absentee ballots be done, is that more people become educated and empowered in that way. In our community, we're so diverse. We can't just say we're for one particular ethnicity in District 7. It's impossible, because when I sit on my porch and I talk to my neighbor to my left and my right, one is Hispanic and one is a Muslim. And we all share the same issues.
Yeah.
We've all been living there for 10 years.
I gotta let Henrietta tap in. She's gonna get me. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Everything. I don't know why you trying to keep me out 10 minutes.
You got an old other cat.
I feel like, you know what, you hit the nail on the head, and you hit the important parts. And the important parts is engagement, education, and getting people to know who you are. And as long as you stay on that role of staying on the side of the people, because as a politician, you have to. It's a two-way street, literally.
Yes,
you have the people and you have the corporations. But the fact of the matter is, the first priority is the people.
That's it.
And then
That's
you bring
it.
in the corporation,
That's it.
because the corporation brings in the money, and we know that. But how do we get the corporation to bring in the money if we don't include the people? Because if they take over, then the people still have no voice. So as long as you're giving the people a voice, and you stay on that track and do that, you'll be fine. I think District 7 will have a winner on there. And
Guess what? I'm not showing up in those shiny suits.
there it is.
I'm showing up in t-shirts, jeans, sweats, and
You gotta
gym
keep it
shoes,
real.
because that's how I roll.
That's how we
Hold
roll.
on, time out, man.
That's why when
That's how it is.
It's grind
I'm-
time.
People wanna
I'm
see
gonna
the
show up
real.
in my shiny suit.
You show up
You
in your
always
shiny
shiny
suit.
suits all the time.
I've led a lifelong of not having
You a
suits.
lifelong
I'm
shiny
going.
suiter?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm gonna wear
so
it
you
now.
wear it now.
I'm gonna wear the hell out of it now. I ain't even know about
But it
suits.
works for you. But it works
do.
for you.
Yeah.
It
I
does.
know.
So
I can do
Yes.
both.
you know,
However,
ever.
I prefer to
Because
keep
people
on
want-
my
they
stuff,
want to be
'cause I gotta
relaxed.
I gotta get it
Absolutely.
done. I don't have time to be uncomfortable.
That's right.
And the thing is, like I said, I just shared on my Facebook page. I went through Tim Hortons. I don't know what's across my forehead, but I literally pulled up at 6 in the morning, and a lady whispered, who works there, out the window, "Pray for me. I was just assaulted this morning by my child's father.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus.
Make sure you call me today. You
Right.
got in because I got one.
Right.
Because that's what I do.
That's right.
I can't tell community no. I don't know how. I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing the work, and I want them to continue doing
Do
the work.
And that's what the people need.
So I have no time for the shiny suits.
Exactly.
And that's no diss, Mr. Otis.
No,
You
no.
look good in your shiny suit. You look good
All
in
right,
your
so look, real quick. I want you to stay. I got to bring the other guest in. I want you to stay because I want to do some pictures. But I do want to ask you, if we can figure out how to do a District 7 forum, or can you be a participant?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm here.
Awesome.
The other thing is, weird things happen, hiccups happen. I am now a write-in candidate.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't even want to get into that whole debacle.
I
The
definitely.
case that Todd Perkins is working on, I have a very similar circumstance. And I'll leave it at that. However, It didn't deter me, and it's not going to hold me back. I've been still running full force ahead.
That's right.
As if
Keep
my
it
name is on
moving.
the ballot because
Keep
I'm a
it
leader.
moving.
And there's too many people depending on me
That's
to
right.
continue doing what I'm doing on this level and higher.
That's
All
right.
right.
Well, you
Thank
definitely
you.
got a voice here. This
Yes.
won't be the last time. The
At
election's
all.
in August, so
At all.
as long as you can fit us in, hey, you better come here. Let people know you're showing up, and
That's right.
I'll get you on.
Say my
It
name
is.
and spell it right.
There it is.
Erica
Erica Maria.
Murria. Lastly, I need everyone who supports District 7 and lives in District 7 to come meet their premier candidate
There it is.
on June 5th from 11 to 6. I am having a community fair and a pop-up shop at Mansfield Diversity Park. And I brought you guys a flyer so you won't forget.
Cool.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, so everyone come right on out, hang out with me. We got free food trucks pulling up with free food. We have urgent care bringing out rapid COVID tests if you need it to know your status, PPE supplies,
Nice.
face painting, bounce houses.
Oh, wow.
I mean, some of everything, all kind of community resources for free.
Okay.
But if you
Awesome.
want
Okay.
to support community entrepreneurs, they will be there. And so please come with your checkbooks.
There it is.
Also, you can find out more about me at www.electerica.maria.com.
All right. Well, thank
I definitely
you.
thank you.
Yes.
for your
I love
time.
y'all.
Thank you. Love you, sweetie. We appreciate you.
I love having
And-
fighters in the house.
Yes,
I ain't got
yes.
time to
We
play.
thank
Okay.
you for
I'm from
everyone
school
tuning
class,
in.
baby.
All right.
I'm
We
walking
got to
out
get
with
her
you.
out.
I'm
Yes.
gonna get-
Transfer her out for our other
Okay.
candidate. Thank you,
Thank you,
Erica.
Erica. Thanks. Let me put my mask
And you guys
on.
will hear from her soon.
Yes.
And I want to just give a shout out to everyone that's tuning in. Like we say, if you do have questions or comments, please call in 313. What are we? 355-6018. There we go. Hello, Miss Thompson.
Hi,
Think we had
Mother
Donna
Thompson.
On. Think Dennis just tapped
Dennis
in.
just tapped in.
Yes,
Good
he
evening,
did.
Dennis.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Erica.
All right, all right. See you, Erica. Talk soon. Hello, Mr.
And we have
Bomani.
Mr. Bomani.
Yes, candidate for City Council, District 4, right? Yes.
If you all have heard me before, I have said this name several times because I want to make sure I said it right.
Your camera's right there.
But tonight we got him here, so I'm going to let him say it for himself tonight.
There
So,
you
ladies
go.
and gentlemen,
Right.
without further ado,
Well, my name is Ani Mashan Bomani, but on the ballot it will be Ani Bomani.
okay.
Ani Bomani.
Bomani.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
It's people told me my first name was actually too long,
Okay.
so I decided to, even though it rhymes, I
Okay.
didn't intend to do that.
Here
but,
we go.
All
But,
right.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
but that's what it says on the ballot, and that's what it says. That's the way I have it. electanibomani.com is my website.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, well, since we have a short time, we want you to jump right in, Mr. Bomani.
Yes.
Give us a little information about yourself and why should District 7, I mean, sorry, look, I'm
District
still in
4.
District 7.
District 4.
District 4, vote for you.
Well, of course, I'm born and raised in Detroit, and I've been a community activist and organizer for the last 30 years.
Okay.
Director of the Malcolm X Center for 10 years. I worked for the former councilman and late great councilman, as far as I'm concerned, Kwame Kenyatta.
Okay.
And I was his policy analyst and community liaison for 6 years. I worked not only, I guess, locally, but I've worked nationally. A member of my organization is now mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. Chukwu Antar Lumumba. And his father was mayor until
Young
he passed
guy.
away. Yeah, he's like 36.
Okay.
Yes. His father was mayor before the prior mayor. He passed away in 2014, though. So I've worked with him through a group called the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement here in Detroit since 1990. So I think I'm uniquely qualified considering that the gentrification is out of control in Detroit, and that I really need to there really needs some blackness back to be brought back to Detroit. You know, and I think I'm the most qualified in that area, considering my background, and considering some of the other people who are running. I mean, it's basically they're just skinning and grinning, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and of course there's a white guy running, which
But that may have to be.
No, I was going to go there, so I'm mad that he did. So go ahead, keep talking.
I mean, he's like, like the mayor. The news title. Well, is the mayor is the city of Detroit ready for a white mayor? Is the city of Detroit ready for a councilman? Well, we've had a white councilman. We had Gabriel Leland, but he was indicted and he's gone. And there's some issues, of course, with the white guy. We're not sure if he lives in the city of Detroit. He may live in Grosse Pointe. We still don't know why he was fired from Fox 2. Which the fact that he worked for Fox 2 is bad enough, as far as I'm concerned, considering Fox 2 does have a negative reputation, as far as I'm concerned. But he supposedly is a conservative Republican that decided to change over to be a Democrat because you can't win in Detroit unless you're.
Now wait a minute, say that one more time.
Wow.
He was a conservative Republican, but you cannot win in Detroit unless you're a Democrat. So he switched over to being a Democrat.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So again, I mean, I'm uniquely qualified to know what our district needs. I mean, there's serious issues with recreation centers, with libraries, which, like I said, the gentrifiers are encroaching upon They're actually putting things in there that the community said we did not want, and administration said we're going to do it anyway, like the bike lanes. Jefferson Chalmers, which is where I live, said we did not want the bike lanes. I was told by somebody who worked for the mayor. The Grosse Pointe wanted it, so that's the reason why we have it.
Oh.
I was told that on the down low.
Okay.
So there are a lot of issues, but basically my platform is that we need strong black leadership. We need to return to the times like of Coleman Young. I mean, even the white people admitted that Coleman Young was the best mayor we had.
Factual.
And so we need people who are going to make sure that black people get an equal chance in a majority black city.
Let me ask you that question right there, because I've always been a huge Coleman Young fan. But what do you say to the people that say we will never go back to an era like that because of all the entities that are in Detroit now?
Well, we don't have to go back. I'd say you can point to the mayor of Washington D.C., how progressive she is. You can point to the mayor of Atlanta, how progressive she is, and these are current things that they're doing for the helping the people in a majority black city to help the people there get contracts, and that seems to be a problem with this administration. Now they always claim that there's no qualified black people. They can't pass the drug test. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I just believe that he wants to give his friends the contracts. He wants to give his cronies the contracts. And whenever black people control something, unfortunately, that means that things are more fair and more equal, and they are liable to get a lot of the contracts, which is what they did with the school system, by the way. The reason why they took over the school system is because Engler and his friends wanted control of the contracts. So they destroyed it, saying they've done all this negative stuff they said around the school system, and they were able to take it over, destroy it, and now we're just building from there. But as far as I'm concerned, they're not even building, because I'm a substitute teacher in DPS now. I'm basically retired, but I'm doing substitute teaching because I like working with young people. I've worked with many rites of passage and mentoring programs. I'm the executive director of a group called the Heritage Youth Program, and we provide tutoring, chess, arts and crafts, recreational activities, African drum and dance. We do a lot of things with the young people. We're doing it virtually now, but of course, eventually, I hope we get back to where we can be in person and work with these young people.
Okay.
But I've had a lot more experience than most of the people who are running now, and most of them are basically just going to be cronies for the corporations and cronies for the millionaires and billionaires and cronies for the people I call encroachers on Detroit.
Okay.
That was going. I'm gonna have one more question. Let you
ahead.
have it. That kind of led me to my next question. As I look at this list, there's a few names that I know. I want to say with close ties to the current administration.
Absolutely, some of them admitted it, and some of them haven't. Depends on who you talk to and who they're talking to. Because, just as a point, Tucson Knight, who was running in the 4th district, he told me that he liked Mike Duggan, but then what he did is he went to some of the black folks and he found out that a lot of black people don't like Mike Duggan, so he changed his story. And he tells them he don't like Mike Duggan. But I met a white guy, I don't know if you're familiar with the Sugar Law Center.
Very much. Very.
There's a white guy, he just moved into my neighborhood. He approached me out of the blue and came and asked me for a sign. He said, Tucson Knight came to me and told me that I like the mayor and that would you support me? He didn't realize that the white guy didn't like the mayor. He didn't realize that, and he kind of caught him in a lie, you know. So that's why I found out that he's telling the white people he likes Mike Duggan, and he's telling the black people that he don't.
Yeah. Not a good strategy.
Right, not a good strategy. I mean, yeah, people have to understand that it's a flip flopper. Now, I told people.
Exactly.
I told people that. They said, well, you're not supposed to be negative. You're supposed to stick to the facts. In a city like Detroit, you need to tell the truth.
That is.
You know, just because you're a politician doesn't mean you have to lie. You know, and I'll tell you the truth straight up, no matter how bad or how it affects you. Sometimes people tell I need a kinder, bit gentler Bomani. But sometimes you need to be straight up with people. When it comes to the welfare and how Detroit is going to exist in the future, we need to make it good for our young people. We need to there's nothing wrong with having a black controlled town in a city that's 80% black. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
You know, now just because some people can't accept black leadership like they did with Obama, you know, they have a tendency to put things down, and unfortunately some of those people may look like us. You know, they have a difficulty accepting black leadership. You know, but almost every black leader that we have had, including Obama, and not that he's done everything great, but he certainly has done a lot more than most of the presidents we have, especially the Republican presidents. You know, we need somebody who we know black people are going to be fair, even to their own disadvantage.
Right.
But whites make sure that they take care of their own, which is usually to the detriment of black people. You know, and we need people who are going to say, no, you cannot do that. You know, I want my recreation centers open. They spend all the money on these speed bumps and these bike lanes when you could have put all that money into these recreation centers.
Absolutely. And that right there, I just want to say, for our listeners, can you give us a boundaries of your district for District 4?
It's just
a main.
Tricky.
I know it's not Pacific, but some of your main.
Well,
streets.
I can kind of.
So we can
box the river is a boundary, and Alta Road, which is the boundary between Grosse Pointe and Detroit.
All right, we go.
But our boundary goes all the way up to 7 Mile.
Okay.
The boundary goes all the way up to 7 Mile. It's weird. The way is, I mean, it's the weirdest seem like district that we have. It goes up to 7 Mile, and then down Gratiot over to 6 Mile. 6 Mile curves around to Connor. And then Connor, you go all the way down Connor to Mack. And then Mack all the way over to a street called Mount Clair. And then Mount Clair goes to Jefferson. It stops at Jefferson.
Okay.
And you got to go to Jefferson down to Connor, which it's called Clair Point on the other side of Jefferson. She's called Clair Point. And then it's Clair Point all the way down to the river.
All right. So you are in my mother and my grandparents' original footprint. Okay. So I wanted him to draw that out. So when I originally came from California, I say I come from the beaches of Venice to the banks of Maharis.
Oh, okay. Right. Absolutely.
Right.
That's one of the recreation centers we want to open.
There we go. Maharis. So I remember the summer program with the cookie. That's why when they came to me saying to rebrand the Meet Up to Eat Up, I say, you bringing the cookie back? I was mad when they took the cookie. But we're going to go back to this. Point I wanted to say to that is that in your area, as council, you said you've identified things that would be, missing and what is needed. But because you set your boundaries and you say they're wide, what are you doing specifically to engage your community to make sure you hit areas that have not been touched or engaged, to get their input or to activate them or just let them know that you're running? That's important.
I mean, like I did last time, I will be walking the streets of my district. Even in the pandemic, I'll still be walking, which is I did a lot of last time. There'll be people working with me, but I will be out there mainly because they seem to like it better if the candidate is there. If they get a chance to meet the candidate. When I was out getting my signatures, You know, a lot of people I found a lot of people seemed to have difficulty, and a lot of people didn't get enough signatures. I saw some of them were quite upset on Facebook, raising a lot of sand against Janice Winfrey. But, you know, you can't be so bushy and think you're so this and that you can't get out there on them streets and work them streets and get those signatures for yourself. I stood in front of the supermarket. I stood in front of, stood in front of, the supermarkets were actually the best place. I stood in front of 3 supermarkets to make sure that I got the signatures and to make sure that people were living in those districts so that they wouldn't reject all of mine.
Exactly.
You know, all of
what
my
was your strategy to making sure they were in the district?
Well, you asked. You asked them. I have a flyer. Sometimes I would bring the flyer and I said, "Well, where do you live on this map?"
Yeah.
You know, because on my look at my website, you'll see my head is actually in the middle of my district.
Okay.
And all the boundaries are around my district. So they're actually written not on that one, of course. I should have brought it in. But if you look on my website, you'll actually see it.
Okay.
Where my head is in the middle of my district.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I just memorized where my district is, you know, but where the cutoff is, what's tricky about it is half of 48213, half of 48214, and half of 48205 in my district. The other half are in somebody else's district. So you have to know where those cutoff streets are.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew where those cutoff streets are and where those addresses were. You know, to make sure those people lived in my district. You know, I wasn't perfect. Some people don't tell you the truth. Some people tell you they're registered voters and they're not. You know, some people, I've had some people actually weren't even sure where they lived.
And that's why I wanted you to go around that boundary, because it's a little murky right between 3 and 4.
Absolutely.
And part of 5.
And part of 5.
Yes.
Actually, and part of 5.
I would say McDonald Price. We always talking about that boundary on 5. Yes.
Yeah, so some people, you know, if I ask them if they voted for Mayor Sheffield, I know they don't live in my district.
Right.
Sometimes you got to ask them you got to ask them who they voted for. Sometimes you know, you got to ask them what part of Mount Clear do you live on, because you know it cuts off. It only goes down to Mac, and then it goes over to McClellan, and then down McClellan to Gratiot, Shoemaker. I mean, it's really a crazy boundary.
I'm going to ask you one more question. I didn't realize it was 8:51. Funny how time flies. Okay. So I just heard you say something about speed bumps. And I've been the person that so many people have contacted in the city of Detroit regarding speed bumps, trying to get speed bumps for their streets.
Okay.
So you did mention, you know, money being spent on speed bumps. I wish we never had to go that route in the first place, but it has happened and it's here. So I'm not saying you for or against, but if you are against, what other alternatives do we have when, I'm sorry, we got guys that turn some of these streets into a freeway?
Well, like I said, the recreation centers, young people need something to do.
Yes.
Number one.
That's true.
I mean, the drag racing, when I was young, the recreation center, they need to blow off steam. They can go in there and play basketball. Right. You know, if they had the right kind of rec centers and libraries where they can go in and could use the computers. You know, seniors too need to get oriented towards the computers too. So we're going to have all these programs in the community centers. And recreation centers and in the libraries, so that they don't necessarily have to drag race up and down the streets. You know, to me, you close the recreation centers and then you put in speed bumps. You know, if I don't know anybody who wouldn't think that the recreation centers are probably more important to our community and to our young people and having a safe haven for our people than these speed bumps. To me, it's not a good idea. I just don't think it was a waste of money for the administration, you know, and you close the rec centers and then you use all the money for these you're probably not using all the money. I mean, I think the administration is wasting a whole lot of money on a lot of unnecessary things, especially downtown and midtown. You know, and there's certain neighborhoods that he seems to have a preference for, which are not the general neighborhoods that most people in this city live in.
All right, 1 minute. You got 2 minutes for you. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm pushing back on that, because I'm sorry, it's guys. I'm 38 years old. Thank God I made it May 15th. I'm another year.
Happy birthday.
That ain't going to no rec center that love the speed.
Yeah. And I think we really need to do a show on that in itself.
I agree.
I think that does need elaboration because of the youth and the need to speed.
Yeah. and talk about maybe getting something.
Ladies and gentlemen,
right?
Right, I agree.
I got
we got to
so
get
that's
something.
a real thing.
this is the quarantine.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was raised with brothers. I mean,
So
I have
you know,
brothers.
and somebody just like to drive.
I understand
So-
that people like to drive fast. I do, and I don't want to take anything away.
And matter of
from those
fact, I'm gonna
things.
tell you. Look, I go old school about Connors in Tennessee over with the two sisters and the seven at the
I know
strip at
exactly.
night
I know.
between 2 to 4, right?
Right.
That was the strip.
Right.
Man, look, this has been a hell of a conversation. We're gonna have
We
to
gonna
figure out how to
elaborate on
expand.
that.
From Kirchhoff, from Jefferson, from Connor all the way down Kirchhoff to Chalmers is a straight
stripe.
And there's no lights or anything at all.
Oh, wow.
And
I
at
understand.
night, you just
And
pull
Ladies and
up.
gentlemen, this has been a quarantine. We can't do nothing else. We out of time. See y'all next